Hi friends, join me for another trope video while I drive to work safely. I'm driving to work safely, okay? But your girl has had no time to film and I really want to get a video out for y'all, so this is what we're gonna do. We are going to be talking about bodyguard romances today. And excuse the AC if you can hear it. It is probably like 95 degrees today in the summer heat of Texas. So yeah. But anyway, bodyguard romances. Whoa, speed bump. There's another one coming up in a second. But I love a bodyguard romance. I'm obsessed with them. There's the other bump. I do have one previous recommendation video with this trope. I'll link it down below if you want even more recommendations. But yeah, let's get into these 10 bodyguard romances. Okay, so the first one that I would love to mention is a quintessential one if you have not read it yet, and that is Twisted Games by Anna Huang. It's been so long since I've read this one, but this whole series, the Twisted series, is very popular, has been for years. I do know that it got picked up recently for a TV show, which is so exciting. But anyway, this one, I believe Bridget is the heroine's name. I forget all character names, by the way, so I'm very surprised that I remember her name. And I think the hero is Reese, just because Reese, right? You remember Reese. But anyway, she is a princess to another country, but she's going to college in America. And so each book in this series is about a group of one of the girls in this group of college girlfriends. So this is the second book in the series. Anyway, she's going to college in America and she has this bodyguard who is watching over her, obviously because she's a princess. And it's an age gap. He's significantly older than her. I love the caretaking. I love his grubbiness. Like, this one is so good. If you have not read this one yet and you love the bodyguard romance trope, you need to pick it up. The next one that I have to mention is a Mafia romance. This is Burned Dreams by Neva Altaj. I think this is book number 7, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I'm also in like back country roads in Texas, so the roads are a little rough if the camera is shaky. But anyway, so this is a Mafia romance. This one can get pretty dark. The beginning of this book starts out with our hero finding out that his wife is dead. And he wants revenge, obviously, for the person responsible for killing his wife. He finds out that the person responsible is this mafia boss man, and he finds out he's married. And he's going to worm his way into his life in order to seek revenge and kill his wife, so he knows how it feels. There's like some secret identity, hidden identity stuff going on here. So the mafia boss man responsible for the wife's death doesn't know this man at all. So anyway, he worms his way into their lives. He finds out that this mafia man is needing a bodyguard for his wife. So he gets the job. He's also a part of a different mafia family, by the way. Anyway, there's rumors going around that he is actually gay because no one ever has seen him with a woman before. It's because he cared deeply and loved his wife so much he's not going to be with another person. And so there's theories and rumors going around that this man is gay, and that's the only reason he gets hired as this woman's bodyguard. The mafia boss man is like, okay, well, you're obviously never going to touch my woman. He's a very controlling man, very controlling. If the heroine like glimpses or just walks by another man, he has that man killed because he thinks that she's cheating on him. Anyway, he's very controlling. He's an umpteenth degree. So he's like, okay, I won't have a problem with this man being my wife's bodyguard because he's gay. No problem. He is not gay. Bodyguard's plans kind of get thwarted when he realizes that this woman is not in this marriage voluntarily, and she is abused every single day of her life and is terrified of her husband. So things shift for him and his priorities and what he's going to do to get revenge on this man. So it's his romance with the mafia man's wife. So there is cheating in here, but she's cheating on like this horrible husband. Like, I don't care. I support it. I support it. The next one that I have is a contemporary romance. This is Tempting the Player by Rebecca Genchak. This is the last book in her Campus Wallflower series. This is another series about a group of girlfriends, 4 girlfriends. I think they're roommates at the beginning of the series, and they go to college together, and each book is about them finding a boyfriend. So the heroine of this one, she's the last of the girls not to be in a relationship. Anyway, she actually has a secret identity. She kind of had like this Hannah Montana type of lifestyle before she went to college. Her name was Ivy something. I can't remember the last name. But she was kind of like a kid pop star. The pop star disappeared, and people find out that, I think her name's Jane, maybe Jane, I don't know, some very basic girl name like that, that Jane is Ivy, right? And she kind of gets this wave of popularity and whatnot on campus. Anyway, there's this guy, very attractive man, who jogs by her house that she has all those roommates with, like jogs by her house almost every morning, and she like sits with a cup of coffee, like watching him jog by. Like, she finds him so attractive. Anyway, long story short, she ends up finding out that her parents secretly hired that man to be her bodyguard. So yeah, and she's very attracted to him, was honestly getting really good vibes from him before she found out about the whole bodyguard thing. And when she found out, like, the bubble is popped, she's like, great, now you're only talking to me, now you're only around me because you're hired to do so. Like, what? The hero's having a really hard time because he's obviously your bodyguard and he's having these feelings for the person he's supposed to be protecting. I have a novella. This is Guarded by the Broody Biker by Cassie Mint. I love Cassie Mint as a palate cleanser. She is a great little novella author. If you're wanting something spicy and fun, and sometimes they're insta-lovey, sometimes they're not. It depends on just what you're wanting. I think she's great if you're in a slump or you don't know what to read next. Just pick up a 70-page Cassie Mint novella, and that's what I did. Here, heroine of this story, she has like this gut feeling that her ex-boyfriend, not even ex-boyfriend, she like went on a few dates with him and then he started somewhat stalking her. She just has this gut feeling that this man is coming into her apartment at night. She just has this gut feeling, like, you know, we get that feeling. She's creeped out, feeling scared, and so she puts together all her savings and hires a bodyguard for, I think, 24 hours, and that's our hero. The heroine actually, her job is running I believe it's a candle booth at like a farmer's market type of thing that happens daily, and so she works at this farmer's market at her booth, and in comes this very big, broody biker bodyguard, and he sits behind her booth with her and protects her during the day, that day, because she only was able to afford 24 hours. He's shocked. He's like, why is this tiny little woman needing protection? Like, what is going on? And he's thinking that in his head. Anyway, he sleeps outside her door, like on the floor. He just sits and, no, he doesn't even sleep. He just sits there, and he ends up catching that guy. He actually like copied a spare key and didn't know it. Like, the heroine didn't know it. The hero like goes ape shit on this man to protect her, and they actually end up like falling for each other in the midst of him like protecting her. So if you're wanting a little novella, I recommend that one. If you're wanting another novella, I have Praise Me Princess by Jessica Kane. Our heroine is a princess. She has PTSD because apparently some people, some bad men, broke into the castle one day and like held her at gunpoint. She's been terrified to leave the castle. She's gonna try to make progress. Anyway, her mother gets sick of her being so sheltered, and so she's like, okay, you're going to be You're going to be in an arranged marriage to this rivaling kingdom, or this other kingdom. And in the midst of that, I want you to get used to being out in the world, so I hired you a bodyguard. The hero kind of gets blackmailed into being her bodyguard and can't say no, and so he's obviously very ticked off and thinks like the princess is just some spoiled rich bitch, basically. But then when he gets to know her, he realizes she's the complete opposite. There's an age gap as well. I thought this was another fun little novella to read if you're wanting something short and sweet and also really spicy. I think I have two fantasy romances to mention. The first one is Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I know this one came out earlier this year. All the rage. It was a fun book if you're wanting like a quintessential romantasy. I definitely recommend this one. It does have its like unique qualities to it. Anyway, the heroine gets put in an arranged marriage to this rivaling kingdom's prince. And with this marriage, she kind of gets forced into having a bodyguard that's her husband's best friend. And that's all I can basically say. I don't know what else to say. I can't spoil it. There's so many things that I could spoil by just saying an extra sentence or two. She's like learning like about their people and this curse or sickness that's been put on a lot of people as well. So there's just a lot going on in this one. It was actually really fun, and I do recommend it. I loved like the bodyguard. There's way more to it than just that bodyguard aspect. Another romantasy is Iron and Embers. The heroine of this one just got accepted into like an poison alchemy school or something like that. She's a princess, and with her going to this school, she has to have protection because she's a princess, and it's her romance with the bodyguard. She has like also some history with him as well, so it's kind of angsty like that, but I'm not gonna say anything else about that one because, again, I can spoil it. It's a pretty long book, so. And lastly, I have some monster alien romances for you to close this video out. Taken to Hymo by Elizabeth Stevens is one that I thoroughly enjoyed. I think this is book number 4 in the series, but you get to meet these characters in book number 1. The heroine is a part of a group of people we met in number 1. They were humans put on a slave moon, like bred for slavery. It's disgusting. So that's all she's ever known growing up. That was book number 1, and she gets assigned a bodyguard, this alien bodyguard, in book number 1 as well. He's very grumpy and broody, and that's the hero of the story. He's been told his entire life, kind of like brainwashed essentially, that his mate should be and will be one of his own alien people, right? So he is very frustrated, and it's kind of going against his nature that his fated mate is this human woman. The woman doesn't know. She doesn't know. Again, she was one of these slaves on this moon that the hero from book number 1 actually rescued all these humans from, like kind of like liberated them. She's also the only heroine that I've read about in a romance book, especially an alien romance book, that wears a hijab. So if that entices you, go pick that one up. Next, I have Stolen by an Alien by Amanda Milo. This is the first book in her really long alien romance series. The language barrier in here is hardcore, so if you're not a fan of language barriers, probably don't pick this one up. The heroine has been kidnapped from Earth and put on an auction block, but this takes place in the hero's point of view. And so we don't know what the heroine is saying, what she's doing, what's happened to her, because it's in the hero's point of view, which I really liked, and there's a language barrier. Anyway, apparently humans look a lot like this alien species that look like angels that are royalty. And so when he sees her being abused on this alien world, he rescues her because his kind were bred and made to be their protectors, to be their bodyguards. He's like, oh my gosh, I have to take you back home, thinking that she's from this royal planet, and he doesn't know any better because she can't speak his language. So it's about him trying to bring her back to what he thinks is her home world and protecting her along the way. And he does not know, like, he's starting to fall for her, even though there's a language barrier. Like, it's great. I really enjoyed this one. It definitely also sets up the rest of the series. Like, a bunch of side characters are introduced, and they have their own books throughout. It was fun. And my last one that I have is The Ballast's Bride by Sarah Ivy Hill. So this is a giant romance. So each book in the series is about a giant monster man, like literally a giant, and their mates, their women, fit in like the palms of their hands. And this is, I think, the second book in the series, but they're interconnected, standalone, so they have nothing to do with each other. The heroine has grown up her whole life with this hero protecting her family. She's been kind of shipped off by her parents to another land to marry this vampire king, and she is terrified. Anyway, the hero goes with her and travels along with her on the boat across the seas to go meet up with him, to go marry him. Throughout their journey, he like realizes like he cannot let this woman go. Like, this woman is meant to be his. But there's a lot going on because she's already been betrothed and promised to, and basically sold to, this vampire king. So that's all I'll say about that one. I think the Vampire King has his own book, and I want to read that one too. Anyway, that's a side tangent. But anyway, I am almost to work, so let's close out this video. Those are all of the bodyguard romances I'm going to talk about today. Those are 10 for you. If you want 10 more recommendations, again, go check out that video I linked down below that I've made previously. Let me know down below any of your bodyguard romance recommendations, because I absolutely love bodyguard romance. I'm obsessed with them, especially like royalty ones. I love it. Also, let me know if you've read any of these books or if you plan to, and if you don't feel like commenting anything else, you can leave me a crown emoji for all the princesses we talked about today. A crown emoji in the comment section down below. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all soon in my next one. Bye, y'all.
Finding dog ears that you left in my books. Miss your hate, can I just crash over? Guess you crashed in like a tsunami. Woke up next to you so hungover, sunlight painted stripes.